Night of Bed Rest seems to have fixed the problem. So thank you for asking. No, I know, right? I love the feature as well. I'm very happy with it. I just need to stay on top of keeping it up to date, which takes a little bit of work, sadly. Alright, cool. So this pack is interesting. What cards have we not explored in this pack yet? I like Shipwreck Drowser a lot. We've been really, really impressed by it. Fanatic Amogus is a lot of fun in the Mono Red Devotion deck. We've not had the pleasure of playing Lord of Extinction yet, though. Is Lord of Extinction good? I'm not sure if it's actually good. You can fuel it pretty easily. I know the Dowser is good. We were really impressed by this the last couple of times we drafted it. But having not drafted Lord of Extinction yet, let's try and do a little something with this and see if it's any good. Only one way to find out, right? You have to try. Okay, so looking at starting at this like green-black rock, maybe. We could take Priest of the Forgotten Gods and try and have some sacrifice synergies, or we could just take like Gem Razor and mutate onto this and have that little bonus going for us. Give Lord of Extinction Trample. Seems like actually that might be a very relevant little thing. Or just like Solemn Simulacrum, which is just like an all-round pretty solid rate card. One way or the other. I think I'm leaning towards Gem Razor. I've kind of talked myself into it. That sounds pretty cool. I think Renata is kind of whatever. This sounds great. I'm going to take a Gem Razor. See if we can do this cool little bit of shenanigans. I think both Leafkin Druid and Llanowar Visionary are both pretty solid in a deck like this. We're going to be very rock-esque, I think. Rock-adjacent, if this comes together. Removal, big chunky threats, that kind of thing. So I'm going to take this Visionary. Plays very well in that kind of strategy. Replaces itself. Seems good. So we've got some interesting choices here. Explore seems fine if we're trying to make our way towards like more of a big green deck. Or we could take like Dreadhorde Invasion or Farika's Spawn and try and get like Gravebreaker Lamia. I think I'm deciding on like Explore here. Because we can at this point just still be like a big green deck even if we don't end up playing the Lord. And Explore fits into like both decks. So I think this is the safer pick as opposed to something like Invasion that I might not be able to play. So let's grab that. It might do. Like I think Invasion's actually a pretty solid card in the grindier green-black decks. I'm just not entirely sure that it's a safer pick as something like Explore. The dual land here is fine, but I'm actually kind of into Doomed Necromancer. Sacrifice it to return a creature from our graveyard to the battlefield. If we're milling stuff over to like benefit Lord of Extinction, you know, if something like a Mind Rack Harpy makes our deck or whatever, this seems pretty good. I think I'm going to stay safe again here and just take the land, give myself some flexibility. I'm interested in trying this out. Maybe we pick it up if it wheels, but this seems a bit safer. We'll take the Temple of Malady for now. Ooh. Yeah, we might end up being able to pick up some small reanimation packages. The things that interest me here, Gravebreaker Lamia, we know there's a Farika's Spawn knocking around. We could even hopefully pick up something like Skyclave Shade or something like that makes this card really, really good. Obviously plays very well if we pick up like Unburial Rites and stuff like that as well. And we also just have like Ridge Scale Tusker here, which is like a big old beater, big old beat stick. This card is clearly very good, but it's also just more boring. So I'm going to go with Gravebreaker. Let's see if we can make this come together. We can take it early enough to hopefully like get the shenanigans underway. That'd be really sweet. I like Castle Lock Thwain quite a lot. Can definitely see Castle Lock Thwain being a card that we want to pick up. Entomber Exarch has always been a bit poop in my eyes. Gonna go with Castle Lock Thwain, I think, here. The Exarch's just not particularly exciting. Okay, so we are picking up some of the things that can make the mill reanimation strategy work here. You've got like Carrion Grub. Seeker is fine in Not Seeker, sorry, Resolka is fine in like Sacrifice. I don't think this is great or anything, but I think it's possibly pretty good in exactly this deck. So let's take the Carrion Grub. Seems like we could possibly leverage Vicious Offering in a deck like this if we can pick up a couple cheap creatures. Don't think we're ever playing anything else, so let's grab this just in case. Falconwrath Noble is way better in like Sacrifice, but we're not playing any of these, so we'll stab it just in case. Offering looks like it might be okay here for sure. This pack is full of rubbish. Sadly, not interested in anything that we see here. I think the Sword is pretty average in a deck that is not quite aggressive. The Sword's a lot better in aggro. Even get the Mind Rack Harpy back. Okay, so we really need to find some reanimation spells. If we find some reanimation-y goodness, we're onto a winner here. Because we've got a fair bit of self-mill tucked up in our creatures. So we need some reanimation-y goodness. Yeah, we're very 4-drop heavy right now, but let's be fair, Gem Razor's not a real 4-drop, and you can always just like not play one of these. Interesting start to the draft. Interesting start. Okay, there is some real hard options to choose from in here. I like Nylea, I like Bolas' Citadel, I like Gonti, I like Scavenging Ooze. I also feel like I might not be able to pass this Scavenging Ooze. Seems like it'll be really good when we're milling our own creatures over. Bolas' Citadel is such a powerhouse. We could just move more towards like green-black ramp. And we get to play Bolas' Citadel. This card is kind of bananas. This is a legitimately hard choice. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to take. I like Nylea a lot, but this is replaceable. Same as Gonti. The choice is between Scavenging Ooze and Bolas' Citadel. I think I'm going to take Bolas' Citadel. It's the more fun card, and we can try and build our way towards ramping towards it off of Explore, Visionary, stuff like that. So I'm taking the Citadel. I'm going to try and rock my socks. Sad that we can't play this Thassa. Thassa's exceptionally good. I could take Erebos, which is a bit whatever. Scrap Heap Scrounger is actually really good with Gravebreaker Lamia. I think I'm probably taking that. Scrap Heap seems pretty good in this little self-mill package, so let's snack this up. So got some choices here as well. We can take Stab Wound, which I think is actually just a reasonable pickup. Or we could be like kind of greedy and take Start Finish. Just try and mill this over, have it as a removal spell. Or even like Evolving Wilds for fixing. I think out of those options, I think I prefer Stab Wound the most. Just cheap, efficient piece of removal. Ephemia is interesting. How many enchantments do we have currently? We got Mind Rack Harpy, Stab Wound, Gravebreaker Lamia. Yeah, we could make our way towards utilizing Ephemia. Hopefully the Brain Maggot Wheels, because it would be very good with this. Yeah, okay. Let's take Ephemia. Can see that being a thing we can do. Heartless Act is just a premium removal spell. Would very much not mind Overgrown Battlement, even like Doom Dissenter, but this is great. Very happy to be gifted a Heartless Act. Some options here. We've got a green-black dual land. We have Nighthawk Scavenger, which plays quite well with Mind Rack Harpy, but not an awful lot else. Or another escape creature for our shenanigans. I think I am just taking the dual land here. Picking up some fixing is very helpful. Izoni? Holy hell. Oh, that's like the dream. That is perfect. It's like the best possible card for us, I think. Okay. Alright. Slowly coming together. Yeah, if you pick up like Unburial Rites or something, Indiatha Triome might be a relevant pick. Faux show. Not really interested in... Oh, I guess I can just play Roar of the Worm, right? I can just mill over Roar of the Worm and make a 6/6 on turn 4. That seems fair. grab that. Alright, could do with a little more self-mill now to facilitate some of these other shenanigans we got going on. But this is looking interesting. This is definitely something that's a fair bit different than everything we've done so far. Even get the Nylea on the wheel. So another enchantment for Ephemia. I don't think we're actually ever going to splash this Othakaya, but it's definitely the card in the pack that we're most likely to play, so in the sideboard it goes. This is starting to come together. We need a little bit more glue to kind of like tie off the loose ends, but we are starting to get somewhere. Just green-black graveyard. Evolving Wilds is a nice little pickup here. I think we... I didn't expect Nylea to wheel either, to be fair. I think we were happy to pick this up. I'm surprised to see Nylea wheeling. Nothing great for us late here. Pop this away. Even get the Overgrown Battlements on the wheel, if that's something that we end up wanting to play. I'm not sure this will make the cut, but it's not bad. Certainly not bad. And Nyx Herald, probably not going to make the cut, but another enchantment if you really needed to. Wow, okay. So some options here as well. We got Skyclave Shade, which is pretty good with the self-mill shenanigans too. Another good target for Gravebreaker Lamia. It's not green-black Garbo. It's like kind of like green-black self-mill almost. There is some shenanigans going on with like Carrion Grub and Harpy. This looks like a lot of fun. Just trying to put the pieces together. Skyclave Shade I think is pretty defendable. I think Grackmore probably isn't quite good enough. I think I'm just on with this Shade. Wow. I think I want Nightmare Shepherd pretty badly, honestly. Hopefully this Goring Vulture comes around. I did consider Tusker, but let's not talk about that. Let's just ignore that, gloss over it. Don't worry about it. I hope the Vulture comes back. No one else should want this. But I think I want Nightmare Shepherd just a little bit more. So, gonna grab that. Oh. Oh. Can I pass back for more? I think this is too good to pass. I think it's too good to pass. It's pretty phenomenal in a deck like this. Alright. Take the back for more. Oh my god. Well, it was a packed pack. You don't even have to splash this. You can just mutate it for green-black. Doesn't even need a blue source. This deck is sweet. Grim Dancer would be nice, but I'm going to take the land. I have so many spells. I just want good fixing if I can get it. This deck is real sweet. We got some unique shenanigans going on here. Farika's Libation. I'm not playing anything else. This might make the cut in some sideboard games. I'm not sure it's broken, but I imagine this is pretty darn good in a deck like this. We are doing a pretty good... I don't think Bolus's Citadel makes the cut here, by the way. Our top end is very expensive. Maya Triton. Snack that up. Easy Maya Triton. We'll try our best. We're definitely picking up the self-mill. I don't think we're playing anything in this pack. I'm not even sure we're ever playing this Lampad, but sure. We're never playing Grackmore. I'm not sure I do need a 3, though. Most of my 2-drops are going to be fine on turn 3 anyway. Yeah, I'm short on them, but I don't think it's the end of the world if I don't have too many. I was kind of hoping the damn the bird would come back around. That's true. It is pretty good with Scrap Heap and Skyclave. That's fair. That is fair. I hadn't necessarily thought about that. Not playing anything in this pack. Yeah, apparently the Vulture didn't come back. Who took the Vulture? What the fuck is this? That's absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. You took my Vulture, but did not take Field of the Dead. Alright. Who took my Vulture? Cartouche of Ambition might actually be okay here, to be fair. Can I make Field work? I don't think so. Yeah, I can buy Lampad. I could definitely buy Lampad, being good with Shepherd and the 2-drops, so sure. I'll get the Lampad in. That's not a problem. We can do that. That's going to happen. It's time to figure out the rest of it. I do not need these islands. These can go. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it did not put lands back in for me, which kind of sucks. So I guess I just want 2 forests and a swamp here, honestly. So let's do that real quick before I forget. That's fair. I can appreciate that. As I said, this is the first time we've drafted this archetype, so I don't really know what it entails. But this deck looks good, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play. So I am looking forward to giving it a spin. Cool, so that's lands fixed. So I got room for one more playable. It is another enchantment for Ephemia too, that's fair. That is fair. Got room for one more playable. You want me to play Hinterland Harbour and Field of the Dead? I don't think I can. I think my deck is like 2 mana intensive in the colors that it needs. I don't think we're playing Field basically ever. I could play Nyx Herald. How many enchantment creatures do I actually have? Libation's not terrible. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually have 6 enchantment creatures. Nyx Herald can also target itself, right? This might not be the worst, honestly. Libation seems fine, Cartouche seems fine. With the 2-drops that I have, I kind of want to try the Cartouche, but maybe we end up siding this out some amount. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of want to give it a go, though. This deck looks sweet. I'm looking forward to playing this for a couple of games. This is cool. Very, very cool. There's a chance the Hinterland Harbour should be in my deck because it lets me actually just cast the Brokos. Look, it was really late in the pack and there was nothing I wanted. Of course I'm going to take Kasmina. It's a bomb. It's a certified bomb. If you don't believe me, ask ranked streamer Mistman. Yeah, I'll probably flip the Hinterland Harbour into here after this game. That seems fair. Drawing the Roar of the Worm sucks ass. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. I don't actually think it does anything. That is better. I'll keep this. I think I've got a Truck Izoni here, unfortunately. I think Izoni is probably the thing that I cannot cast. Alrighty then. Triome. Off you go. This deck is real sweet. Let's lead on Maya Triton so we can hopefully get some value out of Ephemia on turn 3. Ding! I found my 5-drop, chat. Found my 5-drop. Value. I even milled a Nightmare Shepherd too. Look how perfect that was. Holy God. Just like the perfect mills. Ephemia. Eat the Nightmare Shepherd. Ah, you can even have 6/6 trample death touch or 6/6 trample flying, depending on what you prefer. Sailor of Memes? How do I beat a Sailor of Memes? Trample death touch, exactly. Value. Value. I think I just kill this Fiend Artisan while I can, right? No point risking missing the land. By casting the Explore first. Any land drop lets me mutate this. My opponent has to be so mad about the mills from that Maya Triton. Milling this and Nightmare Shepherd is just disgusting. I would be so tilted. I don't see much of the reason to put it on Maya Triton, right? Like, my opponent can just make infinite blockers. Like, they just trade for this with any X3. I see your point, but like, we're after mutating this onto Maya Triton, aren't we? So I think putting the cartouche is better here. Titan Smash MTG, lovely to see you. Thanks for stopping by and chucking us a follow, my dude. I really appreciate that. Let's give you the shout out you deserve. If you haven't checked out the lovely Titan Smash MTG, they're also a fantastic content creator on this platform. They make great stuff, and you should probably go and give them a follow. If you were allowed in for the Secret Labs pun, just about. How are we in the Brokos mirror? Bruh. Mine looks better than yours. Coldheim is next week, that is correct, yeah? I'm not sure why that shout out didn't work. But it didn't. But shout out anyway. You great. Oh, it's because I put an A there. I can't spell, that's why it didn't work. Yeah, we got quite the waiting room. Quite the waiting room, monkey. Keeping ourselves busy. I started the Brokos metagame, exactly. Exactly. My mods can do it, or I'll do it in just a second. Because I'm just trying to think how I do this. Stream non-stop until Coldheim? If only. I think I would die. So this attack is free. Alright, let's make sure you get the shout out you're actually supposed to deserve and make sure that I can spell. There we go. Patch got there at the same time as I did. Die from laughter and having so much fun. Fingers crossed. That would be the way to do it. This deck is great, by the way. We drafted a masterpiece. Like, this is just a masterpiece. I'm so into this. Double shout-outs. Look at how important you are. Love it. Love it. Hopefully you're having a great day, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and chucking us a follow. I appreciate that. You're going to tell your mom. Hi, Titan's mum. We may have met before. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Layeth the smackdown. Hopefully game 2 goes equally well. That was sweet. Brokos meta game. Game 2 will be even better. That would also be pretty great. I would like that. Game 2 being better is also acceptable. This seems fine. OP's name's pretty sweet. Flossing Sheep. I didn't even see that, to be fair. That is pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. It's a little bit clunky, but I think this is fine. The mana's kind of awkward here. Boop. I'd like a land, please. I think I'm putting that on the bottom. Really need to find land number 4 with this hand in case the Overgrown Battlements bites it. Gotta do it just in case. Opponent will cycle. Merfolk Skydiver. That one's kind of scary, honestly, if it's left unchecked. It's also very good in the face of Heartless Act, which is kind of unfortunate. Overgrown Battlements it is. Untapped land would be the nuts. Nope. There goes my battlements. How very rude. We do draw the untapped land. Oh, it's actually a tap land. That's not great. Guess I'm supposed to get a swamp off of this turn then, in which case, so that it's untapped next turn. Seems reasonable. Do what we must. Opponent's definitely doing a better job of curving out this game than we are, though, for sure. Let's grab ourselves a swamp. Opponent with the Sailor of Memes, going to make themselves a treasure, get in for 2 in the air. Alright, we are drawing lands, and drawing lands is certainly helpful here. Lamia the Brokos, I think that's what I'm doing. Seems like a way to catch back up in this game. Let's chuck the Brokos in the bin. I think it's slightly better than Roar of the Worm. Because this has Trample, so, sure. I'm really happy that I aggressively took this Gravebreaker. It's so good in this deck. We have so many options. Opponent with the Fibbled the Fip. Trying to draw lands, I assume. They looked like they found one. Oh, no worries, Minasar. I'm happy that I was able to help. Take it easy. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is not great just yet. Oh yeah, totally, for sure. This actually just costs 4 mana because of Gravebreaker Lamia. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's just stick this here. Crunch. How does Mutate work with Nightmare Shepherd, by the way? Honest question, I have no idea how that works. Maybe we find out. I don't know. Gonna cast this so I can set it up for next turn. I think it's slightly better than holding Heartless Act. How does that work? Do I get both of them? Yeah, please check. I have no idea how that functions. Magic is hard, man. Magic is hard. Yeah, so if I have a Nightmare Shepherd when this in play when this dies, what am I allowed to do? Opponent with the Illuna. That's kind of scary. I guess we just Heartless Act that, so it's probably not that bad. Goodbye. Let's cast this Nightmare Shepherd. And I even still have a mana available. Look at that. It's almost like we planned it. Opponent would like to stop playing Magic. You get 1 token as a copy of the merged creature that died, but only if you exile every component. That is extremely counterintuitive. but fair enough. Now I know. That was incredible. I really enjoyed that. How sweet is this deck? It's great. Next. I just want to play all the matches of Magic with this one. It's fantastic. I'm so jealous of my next deck, which will not be anywhere near this cool. Heavy Jesus coming to show us who's boss. The stack is more functional than I expected. Yes. Even better game 2? I think so. I think that was a better game 2. This hand is also fantastic. I'll keep. This is honestly, I think, the sweetest draft deck I've played in a long time. This is doing something very unique, and I like it a lot. Would like to draw some lands here, honestly, unsurprisingly, just to kind of keep curving out. Sadly, nothing to do on 3 if my opponent doesn't play it. Oh, what? How dare you play a thing that doesn't die to stab wound? I'm like definitely stabbing this anyway. Opponent will now block. Why? What? Why would you not block? What? I don't know what just happened. We take those, I guess. Carrion Grub mills a 6-power creature. Just as God intended. Look at how well built this deck is. Maybe he's got... Oh no! What do you mean fight with fire? That's rude. Alright, Ephemia Skyclave Shade is still a pretty damn good turn. This deck is insane. Yeah, sadly it died. Sadly it died, and we don't get to do that. I'm in love. I don't think I've ever been in love with a draft deck outside of Spiner Spawning before, but this deck is just my jam. I'm in love with this. Can I draft this every single game? Wow. I would like this to fly. Crunch. I bet you ain't never seen a Godzilla fly. Why make it fly? Because I can just continue to kill my opponent this turn, right? Like if I attack now, they block 2 and die. That was the plan. So they can't block with Grey Merchant last turn. Ding! Oh, I guess it does trample. That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I think giving it evasion is perfectly fine, right? Like, as you say, it's largely the same, and I think this is... I guess... Do I care about the 2-1? I think we were very much in an all roads lead to Rome scenario, but I get your point. This is fine, assuming Overgrown Battlements does not die a horrible death. Thud, 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 crunch. Opponent go smush. Very apt way of putting that. That is approximately what happened, yeah. There's that Famished Paladin again. Opponent likes that one. Think I prefer Battlements over any of my other 2-drops here. Yeah. Why did you make it fly? Because flying Godzilla, Imushe. That's why. Do I need any other reason? Integri. Oh. Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty good for OP. Kind of wish I'd played the Death Toucher now. Oh well. Llanowar Visionary seems fine. Just try and extend my mana as best I can. Wow, opponent is super gassed up on removal. Thankfully, we did draw a land. I wish I was Super Saiyan, but I appreciate the fact you enjoy the glow. How we doing, Jim? Hopefully you're having a lovely day and or evening today. Witch of the Moors. That's not very nice. Nylea Pass here? Seems interesting. Oh, last turn? No, I think last turn I prefer the body more than anything else. I think this turn I prefer multi-spelling. I think I'm going to Maya Triton, Scrap Heap Scrounger. Attack for 4. Would obviously like to draw lands to make our way towards back for more. Opponents definitely got the lifelink deck nailed down, for sure. They got some interesting payoffs. That is a fantastic draw step. That is mildly unfair. Yeah, they've not found a way to actually gain life just yet, which is kind of the yeah. That was a clean sweep. Thorough kicking. This deck is phenomenal. I was, yes. I was very lucky to win a charity tournament to raise money for cancer treatment with a brew of my own that I cooked up and concocted, and it exploded. Everyone took it on and started playing it, including many professionals. I was chuffed a bit. Would have killed the Witch of the Moors. I mean, does it matter if my opponent can't gain life that turn? Like, if I kill the Patriarch and get in for damage, they can't gain life in the upkeep anyway, right? This hand is just fine again, I think. Somewhere between fine and good. Evolving Wild, say go. Ooh, Croxer? Guess I'll discard Scrap Heap Scrounger to that. This deck's been a blast. Like, it is smooth. It's been so fun to play. Maya Triton. Please mill a creature for my Scrap Heap Scrounger. You did not. Unfortunate. Yeah, the sad part about drafting this is that I don't get to keep playing it. That is the only real downside. And I would love to keep playing it, I really would. This is super fun. Omen of the Forge. That's a bit aggressive, opponent. You just let me bring back Scrap Heap Scrounger during your end step now? Seems a bit whatever. Order of Midnight, going to pick up Croxer and cast it again. That's probably fine. Need a gauntlet of the 3-0-6-0 decks. That would be sweet, actually, yeah. It would be nice. I'll tell you what I might do, actually. I'll brainstorm it a little bit more when I've had time to think it over, but it would be cool to take, like, every deck that we have, like, evidence of a 3-0 with, or, like, a 2-1 with, and like be able to set up a tournament where players can play one of those decks to have like a community cube tournament kind of thing. Something like that would be pretty sweet. What is that attack? That's just got to be like a Bone Crusher Giant or something, right? I'm taking 2. That attack makes no sense otherwise. Yeah, like I'm just never making that block. Just seems really poor. Skewer the critics into another burn spell, perhaps. Opponent, got him! Wow. Opponent respecting the Nightmare Shepherd and blowing it to smithereens. Broken Cube deck the tournament. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Given this is in my hand. Do I just mutate? I don't think I do. I think I Lamia and I put Roar of the Worm in the bin. I think I put Roar of the Worm in the graveyard. Because that's one that we got as well. We also ended up with the Roar. I have Izoni. I can even put Skyclave Shade, but I'm gonna put this 4-mana 6/6 in my graveyard. This deck is so much fun. I just want to keep playing it. Opponent with the Croxer will discard the Bio Quartz. Yeah, absolutely, Emo Shay. That's kind of the thought process too. For sure, for sure. So this is sadly not enough mana to do quite everything. I know, too sad. Too sad. What do I do here? I think I just Roar the Worm, Stab Wound. I think that's a better use of my mana this turn. If opponent wants to spend all of their next turn bringing back Phoenix of Ash, I don't think I care. I cry every Tim. I'm glad you agree, Jim. I'm glad you agree. Opponent also agrees that they are very, very dead. Let's 3-0, 6-0 this if we can. This deck is incredible. I'm so jealous of not getting to play this more. Yeah, literally both times I discarded the Croxer, I brought back a Scrap Heap Scrounger and then discarded Brockos. Like, that Croxer was like the worst a Croxer has ever been. I will keep this hand. It seems reasonable. Soulscar Mage, alright. Let's lead on Evolving Wilds. Opponent, did you not learn your lesson? Opponent did not learn their lesson from last time. I will discard Brockos again. How many times have we got to teach you this lesson, old man? Stop casting Croxes against me. Bane fires the Myotriton. That is some respect. Cool, they're going for it, guys. They're just getting in with their 6/6 Soulscar Mage, cashing in their cards. I am just killing this, I think. Let's remove Soulscar Mage from the battlefield. Couple cards away from the Croxer just yet. Don't have to panic. Nice, 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 nice. Maybe not. I guess you might be right, Sidono. Just going to hardcast this Gem Razor here. Biggest body that I can mutate onto next turn if I want to. Judith. We draw our Izoni. This already has Trample. I'm not sure mutating this actually does very much here. I think I'm in the market for Ephemia into Cartouche. Stick it on the Gem Razor. We can make this one smaller. And then I can mutate onto Ephemia next turn if I have nothing else to do. Opponent does not jump block to Fuel Croxer. It's a little surprising. Throws a Precision Bolt at my Ephemia. Okay. I'd like to draw a land now for Izoni. Would be a lot better than the Brockos. They are looking to be in bad shape, yeah. That's unfortunate. think I was meant to hold that to play around the inevitable Croxer. Let's just make this slightly larger. We're now bigger than a Croxer too, which is terrifying. Bing! The old 3060. This deck was almost perfect. I'd like to draw a land now for your eyes only. Sure. Sure. Twitter-worthy deck? Maybe. Maybe we take a quick print screen of this one. This thing is... this thing was a beautiful marvel. I enjoyed every second of playing this one. Let's print screen that for later. Yeah. I'm gonna aggressively try and draft this some more, I think, because this was a whole lot of fun. Nerd. Couldn't resist the James Bond pun. It's fine. I understand. I'll take my profit, thank you very much. What a deck. That was a blast. It makes sense we open a Tezzeret as Jimmy turns up too.